Yeah, people often don't really care about other people. They use each other as like a ticket out of some weird social situation. And that's why survival bias and then the master-servant relationship should be always first and foremost in your mind when you interact with people. Don't waste your time around people who don't care if you live or die. That's when we really learn that we're not isolated. And then don't work for any cause that is going to end up going nowhere. Because if you work towards a cause that is going nowhere, you'll always be in the slave position and the master-slave dynamic. As long as you're producing work, you might attract a lot of crazies who will get pissed off because you're responsible leadership. Usually people who can perform in the master role are really good at paying attention while other people perform in their life through their own managerial skills. And that's really all that life is being credentialed, number one. And then number two, having managerial skills over your time and your energy and your skills and your credentials. If you never have anything to back up for everything you say, then you're just an entertainer. And the reason why the world seems so extremely dark is because the entertainer world is dead. It's not going to revive. It's permanently dead. In the face of how destructive all these hacking tools are and how amazing and bizarre and phantasmal computer science has become, there's no way that entertainment is ever going to really return in any meaningful way ever again. Instead, entertainment is kind of now resembles like the failures of philosophy. So if you look at gossip magazines are really all that so-called philosophers are talking about. Philosophers are outdated because they never talk about Newtonian mechanics. They never talk about how different forces exert different energies and produce different results. And so just as there are certain ways for you to achieve things, there are plenty more ways for you to achieve things. You're not just limited to your imagination. That's why all the plagiarism involved in machine learning, it's just limited to its stealing. That's all it's doing is machine learning, creating all these doodles from stolen art. Artificial intelligence, all they're going to say is, they're not going to say this is art. They are going to say this is stolen, this is stolen, this is stolen. Artificial intelligence will emphasize what I've pointed out many, many times about how Picasso was a failed painter who plagiarized the African continent. He was a racist and a Nazi sympathizer. He was friends with Gertrude Stein, a sadistic, low IQ
Nazi sympathizer for French people in the Nazi regime. And when he was extremely poor in his blue period, he covered up some old paintings, but he had no fucking clue what he was doing because you can clearly see the old paintings underneath. That's why I have 20-year-old paintings that I have successfully painted over, and you can't see the old paintings underneath. You don't see little etchings and lines of, like, you know, the same boring life class drawings about people sitting in chairs. You're not going to be sitting in a chair when you're a quantum scientist. A lot of things that, you know, that's like what I used to blog at my Twitter thousands of times about the history of the chair. It's just like my Devonian fossils. You know, they are prehistory.